Hello guys, welcome back to Empower Tutorials. This is your master teacher, Dr. Sonam. Yes guys, so how's everyone doing? I hope you all are enjoying our MCQ sessions as well. For all those who are watching my lecture for the first time, I want to introduce to you all this new part that Empower Tutorials have come up with. We usually have theory sessions on our Empower Tutorials channel on YouTube. So do like and subscribe the channel first if you haven't done it yet. And to tell you about the new introduction that we have come up with this, we have come up with certain MCQ lectures as well on YouTube, so that you all are having access to all theory as well as MCQ lectures on our channel, right? So I have already begun with the MCQs of the chapter of life processes in biology. I have probably come up with 2 sessions already. So both those sessions are up on our channel. Please go through those sessions. And we have one last session for life processes today, in which again we have a set of say 20 to 25 MCQs. So yes, let's not waste time. Let's get started with those MCQs so that we can finish this chapter off and quickly go to the next one. So let's get started. Just give me a minute. I'll just share screen. Okay, where is it? Okay, here it is. Yes, guys. So I hope you all have not forgotten anything about whatever we've done in our last classes. Okay, so it should not happen that एक part जो हो गया वो आप लोग भूल जाओगे next वाला करने के time पे, right? You're not doing that, right? Yes, please keep everything that we are doing in mind. Do not forget what we have finished in our previous classes, and also especially don't forget to tune in to the theory sessions as well on our channel. So yes, let's begin. I think we've completed the first set of 25 MCQs in our second session that is up, and now we'll continue with the next one. Okay, so here we are talking about the correct sequence of air passage involved in inhalation. Okay, what is inhalation and exhalation to start with firstly? Yes, so inhalation is taking in air, exhalation is giving out air. Okay, what do we inhale? We inhale oxygen and we exhale carbon dioxide, right? तो अब ये जो gases का passage हो रहा है, जो अंदर से बाहर आ रहा है या जो बाहर से अंदर जा रहा है, what is the correct sequence of it? Yes, tell me, what correct sequence do you find here? According to you, what is the correct sequence here? Yes. First one option is larynx. It cannot start with larynx. Second is nostrils. It can start from nostrils. So let's keep that an option. Third wala is nasal passage. Can we see the nasal passage? No, right? So even that is not an option. अभी हमारे पास correct हो सकता है ऐसा एक ही option है, which is B. Right? Now just look at the sequence which is given. Nostrils, then pharynx, larynx, trachea, and directly into the alveoli. Trachea से directly alveoli में जाएगा क्या? Yes? No, right? So there is this mixing and matching of the sequence nahi बैठ रहा है, which means even that is not correct. So the answer to this MCQ in our question is option D, which is none. Now we will talk about the correct sequence. Yes, tell me what is the correct sequence going to be? From where will it start? What can you see? What is the part which you can see? जहाँ से आपको physically feel होता है कि yes, we are taking in air. Yes, it is the nostrils, right? Nostrils से हम start करते हैं. Yes, उसके बाद कहाँ से passage होता है air का? Correct. It is going to be the nasal passage. Okay, I'm just writing it in short. Yes, then it is going to the nasal passage. उसके बाद कहाँ जाएगा? Nasal passage के बाद where does it pass? Yes, it will pass to the pharynx. Then it goes to the larynx, and then after larynx, where does it go? Yes, correct. It goes into the trachea, and after the trachea, it goes into the. Does it go into the alveoli directly? No, it goes into the bronchi. Yes, bronchi. What do bronchi more further branch into? Yes, bronchi will branch into bronchioles. उसके बाद जाएगा alveoli में in the lungs. Okay, so this is the correct passage of the air. That is, first is nostrils, then is the nasal passage, then is the pharynx, then is the larynx, then goes to the trachea, then goes to the bronchi. Bronchi further branch out into bronchioles. So वहाँ से वो pass हो, then it goes into the alveolar sacs or the alveoli, which is in the lungs. ठीक है? Got it? Are we clear with this? Okay. चलो. Now going ahead. So यहाँ पे तो हमारा आंसर था none. Next, during respiration, exchange of gases takes place in, very simple it is, it takes place in the alveoli of the lungs, correct? Yes. Next, what prevents backflow of blood during contraction. Yes, what prevents backflow of blood? Thin muscular walls. Walls have nothing to do with backflow. Yes, thin walls of ventricles, thin walls of atria. No, it's not. So the answer to this is walls will prevent the backflow of blood. Now I'll tell you how it is. Now this is roughly the structure of the heart. ठीक है, ये हो गया लेफ्ट एट्रियम, ये हो गया राइट एट्रियम, ये हो गया राइट वेंट्रिकल और ये हो गया लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल. ठीक है, तो वॉल्व्स एग्जैक्टली क्या होते हैं? वॉल्व्स यू कैन से विल एक्ट लाइक अ गेट. ठीक है, ये वॉल्व्स यहाँ होते हैं, देन वॉल्व्स यहाँ होते हैं. ठीक है, there is one wall here as well. ठीक है, what I'm showing you with blue are the walls. ठीक है, now just imagine them as gates. ठीक है, जब यहाँ से blood flow होता है, okay, when blood will flow from here, when from the atrium the blood is flowing to the ventricles, just imagine this, it is like this gate. ठीक है, ऊपर से जब blood आएगा, the walls will open, blood pass हो गया, walls will close. नीचे से वापस blood को ऊपर उल्टे direction में flow, this wall will not, it will not open only. ऊपर से जब blood आएगा तो ये open होगा, blood को अंदर जाने देगा, ये वापस close हो जाएगा. But these walls are going to work like this. That is why I am giving you the example that just imagine they are working like gates. ठीक है, that gate is opening only when required. वो backflow prevent करता है. ठीक है, so walls are playing this important role of preventing the backflow of blood during contraction. This is a muscle. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जब वो करेगा तो कैसे होगा? ऐसे कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगा. तो ऐसे जब वो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करेगा तो ब्लड का बैकफ्लो नहीं होना चाहिए. दैट इज एंश्योर्ड बाय द वॉल्व्स. ओके, यस, गोइंग अहेड नाउ. The correct path of urine is, we have, I think this is a repeated MCQ. I think we have already discussed this earlier. So the correct option is option C, that is kidney, then the ureter, then the urinary bladder, and the last is the urethra. Urethra usually helps us to completely excrete it out. ठीक है, from the urethra it takes it to the excretory organ and from there it passes on. Yes, next one. During deficiency of oxygen in tissues in humans, pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid in. Firstly, deficiency of oxygen है, मतलब it is oxygen deprived, मतलब the process is oxygen deprived, right? So it is oxygen deprived means what kind of respiration it is? It is anaerobic respiration, right? Now we have seen anaerobic respiration takes place where pyruvate getting converted to lactic acid. Pyruvate firstly कहाँ से बन रहा है? Pyruvate is coming from glucose. Glucose का breakdown हो रहा है, pyruvic बन रहा है, and pyruvic से lactic acid बन रहा है. This is anaerobic respiration which takes place in the cytoplasm. Do not forget this. We have discussed about aerobic and anaerobic respiration in our previous MCQ sessions. Guys, please go through my MCQ sessions, the first and the second one, where I have given a brief explanation of what aerobic and anaerobic respiration is. Okay? Yes, going ahead. Xylem helps in. What does xylem help in? Xylem helps in transportation of water. Remember, xylem does not play the role of translocation. Wherever there is translocation, it is going to be the phloem. Okay, phloem is does the function of translocation. Xylem does the work of transportation. Okay, yes, going ahead. What is the approximate length of the alimentary canal? Okay, now there is a change in this question. This option D actually needs to be changed and the correct answer needs to be given here, which is about 9 meters. 9 meters is the exact length of the alimentary canal. Okay, now what is alimentary canal? What is this alimentary canal consisting of? Yes, so this alimentary canal is going to consist of mouth, it's going to consist of salivary glands. It is basically a tract, a long tube in which all the digestive organs are found. Okay, so that is the alimentary canal and its approximate length is about 9 meters. Okay, are we clear with this? Yes. Next, which organelle is called as the powerhouse of the cell? Very basic question. It is the mitochondria which is called as the powerhouse of the cell. Okay, guys? Yes. Which respiration is much efficient? So it is the aerobic respiration which is much efficient because aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria, also because it is the powerhouse of the cell and also because oxygen is involved in the process of respiration here. Next, Write the full form of ATP. Yes, what is ATP and what is ADP? ADP is adenosine diphosphate, two molecules of phosphate, which later gets converted into ATP with one additional molecule of phosphate. That is the process of phosphorylation, which also we have studied in our theory classes of photosynthesis. So ATP becomes adenosine triphosphate. Okay, the correct answer is adenosine triphosphate, option C. Okay, guys, are we clear with all these? Can I go ahead? Okay, yes. Achha. Now question number 6, again there is a correction. We will come to question number 36 later. Going to question number 37. During respiration, exchange of gases takes place in, again I think this is a repeated question. So the answer to this is alveoli of the lungs. Okay? Yes. Now coming to which question number 38 also we will deal later. Okay, I'll just put across here. I'll put across here as well. These two questions have some corrections. I will come to those later. Yes. Single circulation. Again, we have already discussed about what is single and double circulation. Single circulation is when the flow, the blood flow of the heart का जो cycle हो रहा है, that is taking place only once. We in humans, we have double circulation. 2 times the flow is happening. Whereas in some organisms, it happens only once. That is known as single circulation. Okay. So that happens in hippocampus, exocytus, and anabus. We have seen this earlier as well. If you all remember, I even told you that students were asking me, ma'am, what if some such organisms ka names are given which we've never heard? So that is not exactly going to happen. Just remember these 4-5 names which you probably are seeing in this MCQ lecture or what is given in your textbooks. Nothing like very weird is going to come which you will not understand. Okay. Yes. Question number 40. Select the correct statement which describes the arteries. Yes. Now, what is the correct statement which describes the arteries? Yes. They have thick elastic walls. Blood flows under high pressure. ये भी correct है. They collect blood from different organs and bring it back to the heart. Do they bring it to the heart firstly? No. Come to the next one. They have thin walls. इधर ही wrong हो जाता है because atria don't have thin walls. Next. They have thick elastic walls. Correct. Blood flows under low pressure. Wrong. Blood does not flow under low pressure. So that means the answer is D. Right? They have thick elastic walls without valves. When arteries are without valves, so where are these valves exactly present? Correct, they are present in the veins. Next, the blood flows under high pressure. Remember, arteries ke characteristic features: no valves, thick elastic walls, blood flows in the high pressure, and arteries take the blood away from the heart and veins bring it towards the heart. Okay, so D is the answer to this. Okay, going ahead. The filtration units of kidneys are called, what is the filtration unit of the kidney called? Yes, it is called as the nephron. What is neuron? So neuron is the unit of the brain, nerve cells, that is a neuron. Okay. Oxygen released during photosynthesis comes from, yes, photosynthesis mein jo oxygen release hota hai, it comes from where? Yes. It comes from option A, which is water. You remember we studied photolysis of water in the chapter of photosynthesis. There is this step, photolysis of water, where there is breaking of the water that is taking place or splitting of the water molecule that is taking place, and it is from there where the oxygen is coming from. Okay, chalo, going ahead. The blood leaving the tissues becomes rich in, when it is leaving the tissues, it's going out of the tissues, the blood. So it is rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, keep this in mind. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Organisms grow with time. It's correct. We do grow with time. Organisms must repair and maintain their structure. Obviously, wo wear and tear hota hai, so we have to maintain it. Movement of molecules does not take place among the cells, and energy is essential for life processes. Of course, energy is essential for life processes. What is wrong here? Movement of molecules does take place, right, inside the cells or within the cells. We have seen so much movement of water molecules, osmosis, diffusion. We have studied about the stoma. We have studied about how water and potassium ions go inside, come outside. So that means there is movement of molecules, right? So यहाँ पे दिया है it does not take place. So it is an incorrect statement because it does take place. The answer is C. Okay. Yes. Next. The internal cellular reservoir in autotrophes, it is starch. I think we have done this earlier also. Choose the event that does not occur in photosynthesis. Yes, what does not occur in photosynthesis? Yes, reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrates. Yes. What is the correct answer? Yes. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का रिडक्शन होता है कि नहीं होता है? ऑक्सीडेशन. और फर्स्टली व्हाट इज रिडक्शन एंड ऑक्सीडेशन? यस. और यस, ऑक्सीजन इज गेन ऑफ ऑक्सीडेशन इज गेन ऑफ ऑक्सीजन एंड रिडक्शन इज लॉस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पे रिडक्शन नहीं होता है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड का ऑक्सीडेशन होता है टू फॉर्म शुगर्स और टू फॉर्म कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स. सो दिस इज द करेक्ट आंसर. अब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी बाय क्लोरोफिल, ये तो होता ही है. कार्बन का ऑक्सीडेशन होता है कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड में, एंड कन्वर्जन ऑफ लाइट एनर्जी हैपेंस इन फिजिकल एनर्जी और केमिकल एनर्जी. सो दैट्स आल्सो करेक्ट. ओके, गोइंग अहेड. Choose the form in which most of the plants absorb nitrogen from the atmosphere. It is nitrates and nitrites. Please don't go with atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, that is not the answer. In the form of, so nitrates and nitrites are a form of nitrogen in which is absorbed. Okay, so it is nitrate and nitrites. Which process converts light energy to chemical energy? We just saw it. It is photosynthesis. Next, which of these is the simplest form of food? Rice, wheat, ग्लूकोज और कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स और बटर. यस, क्या है आंसर इसका? करेक्ट, इट इज ग्लूकोज. ग्लूकोज इज द सिंपलेस्ट फॉर्म ऑफ फूड. नेक्स्ट इज विच ऑफ देम इज अ रॉ मटेरियल फॉर फोटोसिंथेसिस? कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर, ऑक्सीजन और डी? ऑल. यस, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज्ड बिकॉज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, वाटर, ऑक्सीजन तीनों प्रेजेंट होते हैं फोटोसिंथेसिस में. तो सिंपली डोंट टेक ऑल. क्वेश्चन क्या है, अच्छे से पढ़ना है. रॉ मटेरियल दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट. ऑक्सीजन इज नॉट अ रॉ मटेरियल. ऑक्सीजन इज द प्रोडक्ट. ओके, सो अगेन देयर इज अ चेंज इन दिस क्वेश्चन एज वेल. द आंसर टू दिस शुड बी A and B. Okay, carbon dioxide and water. So option D should be corrected as A and B both. Okay, so carbon dioxide and water are the raw materials and products are oxygen gas and glucose and energy. Okay, are we clear with this? Yes. Okay, now the two MCQs which I told you all have correction. Just give me a minute, I'll just share that screen. Okay, here, can you see it? Is it visible with all of you? Yes. Okay, which of the following statements is wrong with regard to the heart? Which of the following statements is wrong with regards to the heart? Yes, left atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different parts of the body, while right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the lungs. And यहाँ पे है pulmonary vein carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs and pulmonary artery brings oxygenated blood towards the heart. Now, if you just keep reading these statements, now you all are going to get confused. So let's just discuss about what exactly happens. ठीक है, ये है left atrium, ये है right atrium, ये है right ventricle और ये है left ventricle. ठीक है. So actually what happens is राइट एट्रियम में आता है डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड फ्रॉम डिफरेंट बॉडी पार्ट्स. ठीक है, ये यहाँ से बाहर से हर जगह से आता है डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. राइट एट्रियम में आता है डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. ठीक है, डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड आ रहा है राइट एट्रियम में फ्रॉम डिफरेंट पार्ट्स. ठीक है, फिर ये यहाँ से ये ऑक्सीजनेट होता है ब्लड. ठीक है, एंड देन इट गोज टू द राइट वेंट्रिकल. ठीक है, ऑक्सीजनेट नहीं होता है एक्चुअली, ये डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड ही राइट वेंट्रिकल में जाता है. एंड देन फ्रॉम द राइट वेंट्रिकल दिस सेम ब्लड विल गो टू द लंग्स. ठीक है, और फिर ये लंग्स में होता है प्यूरिफिकेशन इसका. ठीक है, लंग्स में होता है प्यूरिफिकेशन. सो जस्ट रिमेंबर, राइट एट्रियम में आता है डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड, राइट एट्रियम से जाता है राइट वेंट्रिकल में, फिर राइट वेंट्रिकल से जाता है लंग्स में फॉर प्यूरिफिकेशन. ठीक है, दिस इज द करेक्ट प्रोसेस विच इज हैपनिंग. उसके बाद क्या होता है, ये लंग्स में से जो ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड है वो जाता है लेफ्ट एट्रियम में. ठीक है, दिस इज द ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड नाउ व्हिच हैज गॉन टू द लेफ्ट एट्रियम. ठीक है, लेफ्ट एट्रियम में ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड है. ठीक है, नाउ लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल, ये लेफ्ट एट्रियम से जाएगा लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल में और फिर लेफ्ट एट्रियम से इट विल गो टू द डिफरेंट बॉडी पार्ट्स. ठीक है, सो दैट इज द फ्लो. राइट एट्रियम रिसीव्स डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड फ्रॉम द बॉडी पार्ट्स, वहां से जाता है राइट वेंट्रिकल, ऑफ कोर्स राइट एट्रियम से राइट वेंट्रिकल में जाएगा, फिर राइट वेंट्रिकल से वो ब्लड जाता है लंग्स में, so the deoxygenated blood is going to the lungs, then in the lungs this purification process is happening, matlab deoxygenated is becoming oxygenated, then from the lungs it is going to the left atrium se jata hai niche left ventricle mein, and then left ventricle pumps this oxygenated blood to all different parts of the body. Now after having understood this, now read the statements. Read the first statement now. Left atrium receives deoxygenated blood from the different parts. ये यहीं पे you should understand that this is wrong because we have just seen it is the right atrium which receives the deoxygenated blood. तो ये हो गया गलत. Next, right atrium receives deoxygenated blood from different body parts while right ventricle pumps this deoxygenated blood to the lungs. ये हमने पढ़ा भी. This is the right side of the heart what we have just studied. Now next, left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs while left ventricle pumps this oxygenated, this is also correct. Next, pulmonary vein carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs and pulmonary artery brings oxygenated blood towards the heart. अभी इसमें difference क्या रहेगा? It's wrong, right? So now what are the two wrong statements? Yes, A and D are two wrong statements. So what are the correct statements? B and C. तो हमको यहाँ पे wrong statements बताने हैं. So हमारा option होगा option C, which is both A and D are wrong statements. Okay, guys, are we clear with this? Okay, now there is one more last question. Let's go through that as well. Just give me a minute. The last question I think is about inhalation. Yes. Which of the following statements is or are true about respiration? Now, what are the correct statements? During inhalation, ribs move inward and the diaphragm is raised. Firstly, does the diaphragm get raised or it is lowered? Yes. Correct. It is lowered. So that means this first statement is wrong. So first statement तो गलत है, हमको समझ में आ गया. ठीक है, छोड़ दो ये. Next, in the alveoli, exchange of gases takes place. Correct. We have seen that yes, gases takes place. Next, hemoglobin has greater affinity for carbon dioxide than oxygen. Is that true? No, right? Hemoglobin has affinity for oxygen. So this is wrong. Next, alveoli increases the surface area for exchange of gases. This is correct. So what are the two correct statements? 2 and 4. 2 and 4 का option कौन सा है इधर? D. So the correct answer is D, 2 and 4. ठीक है, have you understood this, guys? Is everything clear about life processes? These are the probable MCQs that we could come up with in this chapter of life processes. If you all still have any doubts, please get back to me, put it down in the comment section, and we will see if we can come up with more MCQs. Just go through this, go through the theory classes as well. Do like and subscribe our channel of Empower Tutorials on YouTube if you haven't done it yet. Okay, bye-bye.